get back to the balance of capitalism and socialism. Norway, Sweden and Finland have a rather balanced economy. It is not perfect, but it is something like 60% capitalist and 40% socialist. And that is why they are relatively balanced countries, with no great riches and no great poverty. No, you don't. You go to Sweden or Norway or Finland, you don't find poor. You don't find rich either. It is a balanced economy. People are happier and more creative in their lives than many in the great, powerful nations of the world. And these are small nations. And it's easier, I suppose, to bring about this balance. But the best balance, the perfect balance, according to the masters, is 30% capitalism, 30% capitalism to 70% socialism. You don't have to think of it in terms of capitalists and socialists. I'm only using these terms to, you know what, in this country, what capitalism is. You know that. You experience it daily, hourly, moment to moment. But you don't really understand what socialism is. Mr. Obama is called a socialist by his opposition. But it's nothing to do with socialism. It's not socialism. It is just money directed into social directions, which are normal and useful and sane. And it would be a sane thing to do. It would be a sane thing to do today to pour money into the economy in terms of maintaining the jobs for people and maintaining their houses, to keep them in the houses in which they've lived perhaps for 30 years. You know, it would be sane and socially advisable to do it, instead of which they simply maintain the banks. And that breeds tremendous resentment. You have millions of people today living in their cars, in the back of their cars. You have millions of people who had a car and don't have a car anymore to live in. They're staying with family, with friends, and acquaintances, living in terrible conditions. And this is America. This is one of the richest countries in the world. It is thought. But who actually owns America? China? Japan? Over 50% of the American debt is owned by China and Japan. If they called on America to pay their debt bills, this country would be totally out of gear. It would be collapse. The dollar would be reduced to nothing. I don't think China is liable to do so, or Russia, or Japan, because they're based on the dollar themselves. And so their economy is also subject to the vagaries of the dollar. But when you come to the right balance, a balance of 30% capitalism to 70% socialism, the society is given the quality it needs to survive and to give to society what all need. And Maitreya says, everybody needs the same things. They need enough food, they need shelter, they need health care, and they need education. These are 4 absolutely essentials which all people everywhere, of every society, at every stage in life, need. And yet, there is no country in the world, not one, in which you have the ability to have all of these unless you have money. And you know, your government today has just fought and sort of won temporarily a little advance in the healthcare provision for 30 million people who lacked any kind of healthcare provision. I mean, it's nothing that he has been called upon to do, and yet he's called a socialist. It's not socialism. People in this country are afraid of the word socialism. Well, people in Russia are no longer afraid of imperialism or capitalism, or however you put it. They've accepted the whole potato. So what do? We learn to live together in peace. That's what we have to do. To live together in peace. To redistribute the resources of the world more equitably around the world. So that no one is poor. So no one is insanely rich. You don't have to. You can't take it with you, as a wise man said one time.